Are you trying to learn Java but feel like you're stuck in maze with no way out? I understand that frustration because I have been there before. And Java can seem like a thought language, and if you don't know where to start, you may feel totally lost. But stay with me until the end of this video because what I'm going to share is exactly what you need to unlock your Java learning. And at the end of the video, I have an extra tip to speed up your learning Java by following the path I took and succeeding in it. My name is Paulo Balmer and I've been exactly where you are now. If you are new here, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on more tips and lessons to help you on your Java learning journey. I thought I could learn Java like any other programming language just by following some tutorials, and that would be it. But the truth is that only led me to a lot of frustration. Then I realized that without understanding object-oriented programming, learning Java would be almost impossible. And that's what we're going to talk about today. When I started, my focus was totally wrong. I tried to write code, but I didn't understand what I was doing. The logic of the object-oriented programming wasn't clear to me, and that stopped me from moving forward. I remember trying to create simple applications, but I kept running into problems that seemed impossible to solve. And I know many of you go through the same thing. The reality is, if you try to learn Java without deeply understanding the concept of the objects, classes, methods, and how all of this connects, you will always feel lost. It was only when I dived deep into object-oriented programming that everything started to make sense. If you are trying to learn Java without a solid foundation in object-oriented programming, you've probably faced some of these problems. Confusing code. You write lines of code but don't understand why they work or don't work. Lack of progress. It seems like you study and study but don't see real results. Lack of motivation. Over time, this lack of understanding starts to hurt your confidence and makes you less motivated. Constant errors. Problems that could be easily to solve become huge obstacles because you don't understand the basics. Does this sound familiar? If so, now that you are not alone. But you don't have to stay like this because I want to help you overcome those difficulties. That's why I created a free ebook that will guide you step by step in learning Java. In it, you'll find a clear and objective path to finally understand the language. The download link is in the video description, so don't miss the change to master Java. Now, let me give you an example of how the concepts of the object-oriented programming can be simpler than they seem. Think about a chess game. Each chess piece, like a rook or a pawn, can be seen as an object. These objects have characteristics like color, position on the board, and the type of the piece. Also, this piece can perform actions like moving on the board or capturing other pieces. Now, imagine that all these pieces are created from a mold, or better yet, a class. The class is like a mold that defines what all chess pieces have in common. But even for their all pieces, some have specific behaviors. For example, the way the rook moves is different from the way the knight moves. This is where the concept of the inheritance comes in. The rook and the knight can inherit common characteristics and behaviors from a chess piece class, but each can have its own way of acting, which is defined in its own class. With this structure, it becomes much easier to understand and organize the code in Java because each part of your program has a well-defined role. And when you understand this, programming in Java stops being a nightmare and becomes a logical and even enjoyable activity. And if you are looking for even more practical learning, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I have an extra tip for you. I invited you to click the link in the description to check out the course, Object-Oriented Programming Applied to Java. The course is on sale for just $19, which is definitely a symbolic price considering all the content it has. After all, in the course, you will learn these fundamental concepts that I talked about in the video by applying them in real projects like creating a chess game, for example. You will also have access to the same methodology I used to learn object orientation in Java. Plus, hundreds of other students have taken this course and reported that they were able to learn too. This is your chance to really learn and get ahead. And if you like learning by seeing practical applications of all this, I'm leaving here a series of videos from the channel where I'm developing Java code. With this, you can see in practice how all these concepts connect to create a real system. Check it out.